Hi everyone, welcome back. We're going to do some PMP question practice today. Just a really quick video, 5 questions, a good way to start your day and a good way to prepare for your PMP exam and get a few different viewpoints on things that might appear in the exam. See if your knowledge is up to scratch. I'm going to walk through them for the first time as well, so you know what, I may not get everyone right, but let's see how we go. Ultimately, if you can get around 80% on your practice exams, you're well placed for the real exam. So let's delve straight into it. Okay, first one. You're asked to decide which project is a better investment. Okay, I can see where this is going. Project X takes 3 years to complete with a net present value. Okay, so we're looking at NPV of $125,000, and Project Y takes only 2 years. Now this is going to be very funny actually, to complete with a net present value of $100,000. So this is potentially a trick question, guys, because net present value already takes into consideration the years in its calculation. So really all we want to do is take the highest value. And that particular one is 125 and Project X. So what we want is letter B here. So Project X only. Let's see what we've got. Answer B, fantastic. The net present value calculation takes the number of years into consideration already. This makes Project X the right choice, which has the higher NPV of $125,000. Wonderful, how did you go for that one? Let's look at question 2. Okay, question 2. We've got you're a certified PMP working as a project manager in a company. One of your colleagues is planning to take the PMP exam as well and asks for your guidance on preparation. Okay, this is potentially around ethics here. What should you do? Or maybe industry standards. Give them a few instructions and let them work out the rest. I mean, not great. Say you're too busy to help them. Probably not good. We really want to help people as a PMP. We want to help people in the industry as well. Give them whatever guidance you can provide based on your experience. That's potential. Tell them to go to the PMI website and find the information they want. I mean, that's a very mediocre response. So for me, I think we're going to go with letter C here. Let's have a look at what we've got. Okay, fantastic. How did you guys go? Part of your responsibility as a PMP holder is to guide those who are taking the PMP exam after you in order to give back to the profession and the industry. It's actually a really great way to do it. Mentor those who are coming up as well. Let's look at question 3. Okay, so we've got cost. Okay, great. So cost information, cost performance index. What is the CPI, they call it, of a project with a, okay, and here we go. We've got present value. You're going to have to know this on your exam because they might just say PV. And if you don't know what these are, it's going to be very troublesome. So, but present value of $795. Earned value is EV of $850,000. And actual cost of $950,000. Now, even if you can't remember the cost performance index or the CPI calculation, you can still have a crack at this and just sort of work it out based on what you think might be correct. So, I mean, if we've, what have we got? If we've earned value, so we've completed the value of $850,000 worth, and but it's cost. So I think that's what we're looking at here. The cost is more than what we have actually put into it, what we've actually earned and created the value of, the earned value. So the difference between those is 100,000. So let's say we've got 100,000 and just, I mean, without a calculator here, what's 100,000 into a million? So that's like 10% roughly of a million, like of a million. And that's pretty close to a million, right? So it's gonna be roughly 10% of something. So, okay, this is the hardest one for me. I wasn't great at this. 1.12, you're over budget. So where earned value, actual cost is more. So the actual cost is more. So I think we're going to be over budget. But the way that the cost performance index works, I know this, is that if it's over 1, you've delivered more. And if it's less than 1, you've delivered less. So that's when you're over budget. So if we're, oh gosh, let's go with, we are behind budget. Oh no, we're over budget, so we've spent more, and it's around about that 10%. So this is very close. It's about 11%. We've delivered less, 10% less. Okay, that was a really long way of me figuring that out. I'm sorry about that. But that's what happens. You know, even if you don't know what it is, you can sort of figure out which way you might want to go based on the figures that you've got in front of you, as long as you know what these things stand for. Let's have a look if it's number B. Okay, that's wonderful. So that is good news. Even if we got that one wrong, we'd still be sort of 4 out of 5, which is around 80%. So that's what we want. In earned value management, the cost performance index is calculated by the formula earned value divided by the actual cost. Okay, so we weren't far off there, right? Like we weren't too far off. And that calculation ends up as 0.8 8, 9. A figure less than 1 means you've delivered less. So that means you have paid more, which means you are over budget. So basically, I always look at that 1 figure as your delivery. You've delivered more if it's over 1. You've delivered less if it's less than 1. So if it's less, you're behind schedule and you're over budget. Okay, that was quite a long one. Sorry about that. Let's check out question 4. Return on investment. This is a little bit easier. It's the percentage return we get from investing in something. Your project cost the company $200,000 to complete. Okay, so our cost is $200,000, and that project returns a benefit of $240,000. Okay, so basically the difference there is about $40,000. So that's a good start. The return on our investment. So our investment is $200,000, so if we're looking at this, there's a few different choices here. 240% is too much for me. So $40,000 is, $20,000 is 10%. So $40,000 is 20% of 200,000. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. So we're looking at 20% probably return on investment for our $200,000. Let's have a look. Answer A. Okay. Return on investment, fantastic. Net income divided by, so net income after costs, right? Okay, that's great. So after our costs, that's why that worked out the way it was. So 40,000 is the net income once we take away that $200,000 that cost, and we divide that by the total investment, which is what we did. Okay, so it worked out well. So 240 minus 200 divided by 200,000 equals around 20%, or exactly 20%. Last one. How did you guys go so far? Last question. 5 out of 5. Let's go for it. The benefit cost ratio. This one's not too bad either. I find these ones, usually you want the largest benefit to the lowest cost, obviously. So it's used to compare benefits to the costs for a project. As a project manager, you are working for a company which has one of the following projects, which one will you recommend based on the following BCRs? Okay, benefit to cost ratio. So benefit to cost. So it stands to reason that as a ratio, it will be the highest ratio, and the highest number, basically. So 2.05, I'm going to go for straight away. And this is the same for all of these. Internal rate of return, you want the highest. Net present value, you want the highest. Return on investment, you want the highest. Benefit to cost ratio, you want the highest. Some of these are very easy once you know that simple way to work this out in your PMP exam. Let's have a look. Okay. Answer D, fantastic, we got it. Great work, everyone. Benefit to cost ratio equals benefit divided by cost, so a higher value is better. 2.05 is our most wonderful answer in this case. 5 questions for your PMP, check them out. I'll post some more, practice every day. You guys can absolutely do it. Pass your exam, I totally believe in you, and I know you can do it. Go for it, and I'll see you next time.